guys can hit 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
It's when guys like Zach Wheeler are on the mound, and all of a sudden, he is controlling the game, and you can't hit him. And it looked like there were times where, like, Vientos, who's been one of the stars for the Mets, was overmatched against Wheeler. But then later on in the game, now all of a sudden he's up there and he's not facing that pitcher anymore, and he becomes a threat. And it's been one of the really great stories for the Mets this year is the emergence Vientos and what he has been able to do, especially here in the playoffs as well.
I mean, and to hit the home runs that he did yesterday, obviously in the ninth being the biggest one. I mean, and he didn't even catch that thing on the sweet spot of the bat. I mean, that was like up towards his hands, and he still got that thing
but
out
that's
of
like
it.
a wiffle ball baseball park. You know that.
All right, come on.
I mean, there's a lot of home runs in Philadelphia.
I understand there are, but that is an impressive moment for a young guy in that situation. And there were so many times I thought they were going to win. I've never rooted for a team in my life in any sport that just doesn't die like this team. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Hold on for a second there, BT. Just relax.
What?
I mean, I saw your football team take down the Jets yesterday. They're 5-0, and I heard Justin Jefferson after the game going, "We got to buy, but I don't want to really go on a buy. I want to stay here and work on things."
That's great. But you obviously weren't listening to what I said. That don't die. Not like
I was listening. I got headsets on.
Yeah, I know, but I said that don't like they're dead. They come from behind. You think the game is over, and they just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Yes, the Vikings are 5-0, but it's not like they're coming back in all these games. They lead in every single game. With the Mets, it's just like they just keep fighting. They believe that they're never out of it. I just can't remember feeling so negative in situations and then having euphoria after it because I think the team's done and then they come back. So I still believe, I mean, the way that they have played, it feels special. You just hate to waste some of the magic in a loss.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Phillies are a good team. You know,
yeah, you're not going to sweep them.
There's a reason why they won the division, and but I would say that the Mets have played better than them. The second half of the season. But here's the thing that I would say in regards to all of this. I'm watching these games, and I have to ask you this because I know you went to the Yankee game on Friday night, right?
Well, Saturday, yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this. In person, watching Giancarlo Stanton, run the bases, what does it look like in person? Because on TV, it is pathetic, actually.
Yeah, the best way I could describe it is, ever show up to a game early, like at batting practice, and you're just waiting there, and like a guy will come out of the dugout, and he'll just be in that light jog just because he's going to go out there and do some stretching. That's what it looks like. He looks like he's just going out there for the first time to do a little stretching before the game starts, like 2 hours before the game. He doesn't look like he is trying at all. But we know this is what they have decided to do with him.
It's amazing to me. You're paying a guy $30 million a year, and I understand you're waiting for one at bat. You're waiting for that one home run during the game. It's basically all you're doing.
And he's been good in the postseason since he's been here.
I'm not saying that he hasn't been. All I'm saying is that I'm watching a guy just basically go through the motions. First of all, he doesn't even play the field.
Right.
All right. So I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he should be stretching and doing Pilates in between innings.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he should be.
Yeah.
Because if you can't bust it in a playoff game, so I just want if he gets to Game 5 here, or if I know they're going to make it to the championship series, they're going to make it to the World Series. I know. I don't even know why I'm even getting disgusted by this.
Well,
but I would think that these games mean so much to the fans and the people. That stadium was packed.
Yeah.
When they showed the overhead of the
I would hope so. It's a playoff game.
I know that. So that was like 49,000 people were in that stadium for that game. And I was listening to John and Susan for the early on part of it, and they were talking about the attendance. And John was going, every ticket is paid for. And the reason every ticket has to be paid for is because they share the revenue with the players.
Yep.
So there's no freebies. And there were 49,000. It looked like it was overflowing.
It was. I mean, and you would expect it to be. They have made a decision, the Yankees and Giancarlo Stanton, that is more important to them to keep him healthy than to have him run full speed on the bases.
Game 72, I understand.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you that is the stance.
We know that.
And
I understand
it looks terrible. But they had bigger issues than that. So, that to me, we know he's going to be jogging around the bases. They won the game, great, and they needed to because
they were given the game.
They got this, Rodon coming out there tonight who God knows what you're going to get from that guy. He could pitch great. Chances are he won't. But Garrett Cole, bad.
Yep.
Aaron Judge, again, in the postseason, comes up in multiple situations and does not deliver. They're just they did not look like the dominant team that they need to be in this game one, and still won, which is a good thing. But man, if your stars are going to be mediocre again, I mean that's what kills the Yankees when they get to the postseason is the guys that have carried them there, the $300 million guys. Aren't those guys at their best in the biggest moments. So they have to absolutely
all right,
have
there was
to
one game and they
pummel
won it.
the Royals tonight.
Right. They won the game. You know, the Royals basically gave it to them. I mean, walking guys left and right. Nobody wants to throw strikes. They're trying to get people to go after balls out of the strike zone. So give the Yankees a lot of credit for being at least somewhat consistent and not going after bad pitches. That's the thing that bothers me. You know, the outside slider that your boy Giancarlo Stanton's always swinging at.
Yeah, right. Down and away, swing over the top of it, flailing.
But it's amazing. We're sitting here. They're 1-0 against the Royals, and
Doesn't feel like
it. Doesn't feel like it just because of certain things that you see on the field. And you were there in person. I was just wondering what it looked like because it really on TV it looks bad.
Yeah, I mean, in everybody, it's just you know what it looks like. I mean. And everybody's talking about it immediately, like, how in the hell are we still dealing with this? But they have decided he can't run full speed without getting hurt.
Then don't. I'm sorry. I guess then just pinch hit him late in the game then, because he's got to go maybe 1 for 4. Maybe that one's a home run.
Yeah, but they wins above replacement, right? Is a big stat in baseball. The Yankees have decided that he is the guy who has the highest wins above whatever his replacement would be, even with him jogging around the bases.
I don't even know who his replacement would be. That's the problem. They don't have a replacement.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see the offense come out and just hang 10 on the Royals tonight. That's what you need from them, and hopefully Rodon can get a little bit of a cushion so he feels more comfortable out there. Because that guy is just, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, the Cortez injury is a problem. But in a game 2, when you're feeling good about your team winning that game 1, and if they would have lost that game with Rodon in a short series coming out in game 2, you know how nervous everybody would be. So thank God they found a way to win game 1 against the Royals. And then so you got that obviously tonight, and then Citi Field, you get that Citi Field home playoff game. And there's a clip from Carlos Mendoza at the end of the season when they're talking about.
Then I said you got 2 Citi Field playoff games.
Well, yeah, I know, but you finally get the first one on Tuesday. So he's asked about, this is the last time maybe, be at Citi Field, and you don't know what's going to happen. He's like, no, we're going to be here. We're going to play games. I'm telling you, we're going to play home playoff games. We're going to be here. I'm telling you, it's not over.
It's kind of touching the money. But
he was right.
But I guess he is the manager. He's allowed to be confident in his team, right? I mean, I didn't want to say that. I certainly would have jumped down your throat if you would have said that.
Sure.
But he is the manager. I'll let him say that.
Yes, and he was absolutely right. So I don't think that the Mets in that situation at Citi Field with the crowd going crazy, I don't think they're going back to Philadelphia.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I don't think they're going back.
Do I need to hear that right now?
I don't think they're going back.
I'm going to take my putter and smash it up against your head.
Why? I mean, let's be confident for once, for the love of God.
Listen,
why
am
not?
confident, but why?
If you can't love this team, be confident in this team, then what's the point of even rooting for these? What's the point of even watching these games if you can't feel like your team's going to go home and beat the Phillies? And I can't stand. What is it about the Phillies that they're always dirty and disgusting-looking players?
Like, we got Jesse Winker. He's disgusting.
Not anything like the Phillies.
Player, yes.
No
yes,
way.
He looks like he belongs right on the Phillies.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't have as long a hair or a beard.
He does.
No, I mean, it's like down here. It's not like down to the middle of his back.
Slamming baseball helmets on home plate. We got our own guys.
Yeah, but no, not anything in the same way as the Philadelphia Phillies, and you know it.
They look like Razor Ramon, right?
Yes. Perfect.
Well, Castellano, right?
And Nick Castellanos.
Yeah,
Yes.
Castellanos.
Yeah.
I sound like a caller. Can't get the names right.
Yeah.
I mean, how quickly did Severino just like fall apart?
Yeah.
He goes to cover first base, and I don't know, he came up limping because he covered first base. Don't these guys practice this all the time?
Well, yeah.
And
Spring training.
Next thing you know, it's a walk, then it's a home run, then it's another home run.